And here we are, is a podcast for professionals, believers, and genuine people looking for genuine conversation. My name is Kia Harris Saknen, and I'm your host. I'll be sharing information about nonprofits, faith, business, entrepreneurship, life, and much more. I'm so excited for you to be joining me, and here we are.
When was the last time you were offended? Perhaps we get offended every single week or every month, but how did you react? Perhaps this is something that was expressed in the leadership series that was done, and so we're just going to bring it to another level in regards to ministry. So the person offended you and you reacted, and was the reaction that which would be a true demonstration of your character? Sometimes certain situations lead to getting out one's character, and in the process of doing that, we may lose a bit of ourselves. In the sense of we've come to a place of developing ourselves and being mature, and in that instant, that was lowered to the point where we have to make sure we're able to snap back to that level that we were on. Sometimes we go through things and we forget that, well, we're not in that place anymore, or that's not who we are, that's not who we want to be, and so we have to consider our reactions. So I've been offended by leaders, I've been offended by people, friends, and so forth, and I started to frame the question for myself: why were you offended? Why was there offense when that leader said that? Why was there offense when that person close to you said that? And something I find is that if something is being said multiple times by a variety of people, there is most likely a validity to what they're saying. So for the parent who says to the child, that's not your friend, and then the parent of another child that observes said that that's not your friend, that child may start to take in consideration, is there something true to this? Maybe I should frame that towards a teen, because a teen can be more mature about their decisions and their friendships. But what I'm getting at is that we have to not just take the statements of others and dismiss them, but consider if there's truth to them. And if we take that stance and reflect, we'll realize that there can be truth to it, or it can be that someone actually is going through something themselves and you got the impact of that. So how can an offense interfere with your life as a leader of a ministry and ministry itself? So if we consider the amazing pastors that we have in this world, if every single member was offended by their pastor, ministry would not advance, because everyone would be leaving, everyone would be frustrated and angry and all the other emotions. So not being offended all the time can mean that we have to be mature. We have to be mature about certain things and also recognize I'm wrong. Actually, there was a different way I could have done that. This person was actually trying to help me with their statement. It wasn't just them trying to hurt me. Usually the people connected to you love you, they care about you, they want you to be great, they want you to be successful, and so they share their comments because they want you to recognize something that needs to be changed. And then the choice comes if you want to change. So let's not let it interfere with the things that we are designed to do. I always share examples from my first nonprofit, Dare Humanity, because Dare Humanity is my Capernaum. And there have been a variety of things that has happened to me as a leader of the organization that have reshaped what we do and also made it so that we are clear about what we do and what we do not do. And so in the process of growing your ministry, you are going to be faced with challenges. You're going to have people that may not see the value of what you offer. They may not see your value or choose not to see it. They may not be considerate or grateful for what you're doing. And that is okay. I say that's okay because you're called to a specific group of people that are designed for what your design is. So your design as in how God has designed you. So if you, on your journey, cross paths with people who are not related to your design, it's okay because you move on. You move on. With Dare Humanity, the people we start working with, we're not working with all of them now. And that's how God designed it to be. God will speak to you, do your ministry, and you have the decision to make as far as how you move forward. Let me also be clear that not everyone's ministry includes 15,000 followers online or includes frequent sessions online via Zoom or YouTube. It can include someone who makes sales online. That's their ministry. Someone who does hair, someone who creates purses. These are, in fact, the things that can be in our design as well. If you're looking for a place to purchase all of your Christian materials, so I'm talking about academic, homeschooling things for your kids, anointing oils, books, and Bibles, and so much more, I want to invite you to look at christianbook.com. I purchased the majority of my books, and yes, I have not read all of them yet, but I will, from christianbook.com, because practically every week that I get an email from them saying they're having some type of promotion, some type of sale. So I invite you to go to the description, go to the show notes, and be sure to make your purchases from christianbook.com. And so we shouldn't diminish our level of ministry because God designed you for it and He knows what you can handle. So making sure that you have understanding with God about how He has designed you. I also want to note that people are facing things every day that they don't even communicate, and some are still determining how to communicate those things. And yes, I'm one of them. And so because of that, someone can be going through something very tough, very personal, and it can be that they project it towards people because they are going through something, don't know how to handle it, don't know how to still navigate life while going through this thing that they haven't yet resolved. And so when we realize that people can project those things and they have a bad day or they're going through something, we have to realize that everyone goes through their level of healing, and psychologically, personal, spiritually, the healing has to take place. But sometimes people get so busy with life that they forget that I need to heal from this. I need to heal from this thing that happened. I need to reflect. I need to decide how to move on. I need to unpack this thing. And so we encounter sometimes these individuals and realize that we're getting the brunt of what is going on with them. It has nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with them. And we are in the cross line of it. So how do we not take that personally? How do we not treat them in a way that's only going to make things probably more troublesome or more difficult or something else they have to overcome? How can we have compassion for people? So an intern who is corrected and offended, but the reality is the leader was simply trying to help them with their professionalism for their career. So using an intern as an example, we could see that. But as adults, as leaders ourselves, we can use it as our example, and we can consider, have I projected on someone recently because I was going through something. Perhaps I was in the mood to talk, and so I kind of was snappy and quick, and I didn't exactly handle a situation well. Or maybe it was really hot outside, so I just really want to get out the sun, so I cut the conversation short, but the reality was that person really needed someone to talk to. So how can we consider that? Let's not get offended by the different things that occur, because what if Jesus got offended when people said certain things about him, when people were trying to find fault with every single thing that he did, when people kept on asking for miracles, when people literally joked at him on the cross while he was hanging there? What if he got offended? If Jesus would have got offended, he would have abandoned his mission, and his mission was to indeed die on the cross for us and our sins. And had he not done that, we'd be in a whole lot of trouble. So we can always go back to Jesus as the example. He's the ultimate example. And I believe that's the reason why God put Jesus on this earth as his son in the flesh. So of God, but still a man, for us to realize that Jesus was a person just like we are. That he was a human that went through things just like we did. So days before he was to be arrested and hanging on the cross, that he was sweating blood. So Jesus was a real person who went through real things too. And we have to consider that Jesus didn't get offended. He had compassion for people, and he continued on the mission despite what happened. So I want to encourage you today to continue on the mission that is assigned to you. And we can have seasonal missions, we can have long-term missions, we can have short-term missions, we can have missions that are beyond what we think, but we must stay consistent with it, dedicate ourselves to it, discipline ourselves enough to stay dedicated to it, because you don't realize how far your words are going, how far your videos are going, how far your simple kind gestures are going, how far your smile is going, how far your assistance and aid and product and the thing that you are designed to do is going for someone who is indeed called to you. So don't be offended, leader, because it stunts your growth, stunts your character, and it diminishes the character of God. And we can continue to represent him in the highest quality of representation that should be, by our actions, by our words, by what we choose to do and not to do. If you've been listening to my episodes for quite some time now, have you left a review yet? Leaving a review means that more individuals get the opportunity to listen to it. And so if this has encouraged you on your light as you're driving, I encourage you to leave a review for this episode. And you can feel free to email me with the topic that you'd like me to discuss at contact@kiaharris.com. We will chat again soon.